In this video, I have some fabulous first-time activity experiences in Cape Town, which I highly recommend, starting with this amazing food walking tour. You have to do it.
Your safety is the most important thing today. Please look left and right and left again before you cross the road. Thing that we give you, but you got to try it. No bugs, no worms, no fear factor eating. But you're going to have different flavors and textures. You're going to get two tours in one. This is really about talking about the history of South Africa and how it impacts the way that we eat today. This used to be an office building. It's now a co-working space, a bit like a WeWork kind of concept. Spice trade to the east. Coming around the southern tip of Africa, their sailors were dying, so they set up what they called a refreshment station. They call it a refreshment station. I call it the first McDonald's drive-thru. Setting up a garden that we're going to visit next and bringing the greens to Greenmarket Square to sell.
The Eat Like a Local tour, as you can see, it combines history and food and culture all in one. So you get great explanations and amazing tastes of food and wine. I'll share some of the information here with you, but I don't want to ruin it for you. You should do this tour when you go to Cape Town.
Traded with them, but we also know that they unalive them and stole their cattle. So they then get told by the Dutch East India Company that they need to bring people to assist them in the management of this garden. People are brought from Indonesia, Malaysia and Java to work in the garden. Sadly, they were housed in this building behind us, which is the slave lodge. I'm going to ask a controversial question now. How much spices are there in Dutch cuisine?
Not much.
Not much, right?
No.
I mean, to your knowledge, you'd know better than me.
I never eat Dutch cuisine, so I don't know.
So you're the biggest spice trader in the world at one stage, right?
Yeah.
And you understand the value of spices, but you don't really have a cooking clue in one.
Salt and pepper.
Yeah, salt and
Yeah,
pepper.
exactly.
And this is quite interesting because when you look at South African cuisine, there's a very strong predominance of that. And as a result of these people not working in their fields, when we get up to the Bokaap, we're going to talk about how that influence of flavor starts creeping into our modern day food culture.
And we also got a city tour. So it's really an amazing tour, all packed in one.
Around us are all foreign trees. We're going to focus and talk about Cape Botanicals in our first tasting, but we'll get to that a little bit later. Any of you heard of fynbos?
Yeah. It's like three
that-
species together, right?
That's the bush, I don't know, some sort of plant?
Absolutely. So it is one of the 6 in the floral kingdoms of the world. There's so many species of fynbos within that floral kingdom that it is regarded as one of the 6, and it only grows here. Table Mountain has over 1,000 species of fynbos that grow just on the mountain. You can grab a seat. And the products that we've created is the 2 of ours journey over the last 6 years. Tea, it is the tea that cures everything.
Sounds good.
Organic single origin Rooibos. And that's obviously as life goes by, right? Kapok or wild rosemary. This is the one that we smelt outside.
Oh, cool.
And the rhino bush that was used in the 1918 flu epidemic just to help you from preventative COVIDs. So lastly, to finish you off with your trio of desserts, please, very important, you must remember and taste the one in the center. It is a cook sister. Boris, if you feel like losing a cell phone or a wallet, you're welcome to come. We'll make sure that happens. colorful backdrop, but these are still people's homes. No climbing on the walls, no opening people's gates to get your best Instagrammers in the wild moment. But now remember that we can't talk to each other. There's no Duolingo course that you could brush up on your Indonesian before you pick up some slaves, right?
I have very recently come across this interesting product. And what I try and do when we have groups like this is I try and give you something which is unusual, that you perhaps haven't come across before, but also something which showcases what is happening in our industry, in the wine industry generally in the Western Cape. Flavor with the little piece of Clement Gold, which is another local farming product. Moya Vermentino.
Vermentino.
Anybody heard of a Vermentino before? Sounds like you have.
Vermont.
Find suggestion in the palate.
Apparently it's very good in balancing gut bacteria. Bobotie, ground beef, traditionally sometimes filled with raisins, covered in a savory custard. Dish has its roots in a steamed fish dish. Tomato sauce. They had the peri-peri chili in Johannesburg that it's served in is a potjie pot. Think of it as a traditional big pot cooked on fire, right? You need strong arms. Walnut and banana.
Can you believe it? There's still one more stop on this tour. We ate a lot and it was all delicious.
What I'd like you guys to do is to take up one of these cocoa beans that comes from the cocoa pot. So if you take the cacao, you grind it down. You've got some Rooibos. This person obviously doesn't write English, that's Greek, but it means Cape sea salt. You've got a Biscoff chocolate drink. So you know Biscoff spread?
This was a challenging 10K walk combined with facts, history, and scenery.
It's okay. Taste of a little bit of everything. So we've kind of got a little bit of like urban life. Like Sea Point was recently named by Time magazine one of the trendiest neighborhoods in the world. But now, now we are entering the national park. So Robben Island for 300 years was a prison. But there was also other things. Does anyone know what it used to be other than a prison?
Rave cave.
I'd like to take a better guess.
Okay, so it was also a leper colony.
Leper.
It was also a mental hospital. Some people used to say it was for lepers and lunatics.
It's amazing.
Pin cushion.
Oh, my finger.
It used to be a hunting lodge, so they used to base themselves there and come here and they would hunt lion and leopard and antelope in the area.
All I've ever wanted was an ice cold me. All I've ever needed was an ice cold me.
We hopped on scooters for the last part of this amazing activity. I was scared at first, but then loved it. I just did a stunning hike that we walked around. I was on the Lions Trail. Last time I was in South Africa, I walked on Lion's Head, so it was great to see another part of Table Mountain and Lion's Head. And I mean, I think they said there's 100 different trails, so it would take a long time to see them all, but it's lovely to come back to somewhere I spent 3 months and still find new things to do, including I'm about to go have high tea at the Mount Nelson Hotel, which, thank you, Matt, you told me about that, so I'm going to check that out. Very excited. And I've done, yesterday was my food walking tour. Today was the Lions Trail, and I highly recommend both of them. So I'm really happy to find some great activities and some great tour guides as well. Thank you. Okay.
Yes.
I love it.
Great. May I?
Yes, please.
Enjoy.
Thank you so much. This was the best high tea I've ever had. The tea menu is overwhelming, but that's okay. They have a tea sommelier, and it's the only tea I've ever had where I could have as many teas as I wanted. I tasted 3 different teas during the course of the afternoon tea. Thank you.
I brought you a jug of cold milk in case you want to try it with milk.
Thank you.
And this is your Mount Nelson blend.
Okay.
If you look at it, it has got pink roses. The pink roses represents the color of the building.
Okay.
And they are picked from our garden.
Beautiful.
So this is our special.
Okay.
Okay. So it's 3 minutes to brew.
Okay. Thank you. In the unlikely event that you're not completely stuffed after all of the afternoon tea treats, there's a cake bar that you can serve yourself afterwards. After the tea, I stepped outside to check out the grounds because, well, when you're at the Nelson, why not? Make sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell to be notified about my next video.